2025 is coming to a close before the live gets streamed in all the platforms. Well, we are celebrating today, and what we would love for all of you to do is take a notebook and pen or whatever it is, come up with all the stuff that you need. Take out your notebooks, take out your coffee mugs, because we are getting into the reflection time. This episode was not supposed to happen, but then Yogeshwari wanted to do it. So she said, why don't we do it together? And always, how can I miss out an opportunity to do a live stream with Yogeshwari? So here we are. Let's give it up for Yogeshwari, everyone. Well, when we started this episode, what did you have in mind? I'd like to start with that.
I never reflect or never reflected ever in my life before a year the way I did for this year. And that reflection taught me three things. Number one, in order to make the upcoming year the best one, we can't do it on that New Year Eve. We need to prepare for a minimum 1 month in advance, and the ideal situation is 3 months in advance, which we did this year. And these 3 months, actually, the second thing is these 3 months of reflection actually is the highlight of our 2025, if you would agree with me, right? That's the second one that I wanted to share here. And the third thing that I wanted to share is how these 3 months was the highlight, and the last 9 months, what we were going through, and how it was keeping us down from becoming our best version. And if we are going through, I'm sure a lot of our audience are also going through. So I want this episode going to be a lot of self reflection, awareness, where we gear up and welcome our 2026 in a way that we have never done. That's my intention for this episode.
I was on mute and I was barking. Okay. The approach that we're going to take is going to be very, very simple. We're going to take on month, and we will talk about the one breakthrough and the one breakdown across each of the months. And here's something very interesting for you all as you're observing. Please follow the same approach. Write in the comments one breakthrough and one breakdown for each month. That way you'll have a good reflection and you'll have a note also. If you don't want to post it publicly, that's fine as well. Keep it to your notes. As you work towards the breakdown and the breakthrough, we are also going to take up the specific action step that we worked upon. And you will understand why we are taking this approach. By the way, this is not something that we have planned or scripted at all. It's just what is coming up after listening to Yogeshwari's introduction for today's live session. You will get to observe on how your default mode or your default pattern allows you to take actions that get you results, or allows you to take action that takes you away from the result, pushes you towards pain or moves you towards pleasure. That's what we are trying to find out here. And by the end of this episode, my hope is that we will get to inspire you on making 2026 as the greatest year of your life. And the whole intention for that is because I'm turning 30, the 3 decades on planet Earth. Very, very special year for me. The year where I literally gave myself the permission that I want to achieve financial freedom. Lot of dreams are going to come true, but all that happens with this episode. So let's get started. Yogeshwari, before, it was about 20 the December 2024. So I was away celebrating, attending marriages left, right, and center. Didn't really have a very good experience at home. All those relatives nonsense and all of those things. How did your previous year end? So for me, the breakdown was I realized that I cannot attend any social events ever, to such an extent where my own family, to certain extent, are, it's like toxic positivity, you can say. They love me too much that they're holding me back or trying to protect me or whatever it is. That was a breakdown. The breakthrough was that I finally decided that I want to take control in my life, to do something about my life, either get a job or get a business or whatever it is. And the process started from then onwards. That was January 2025. What about you? December 2024 and then January.
December 2024, I was at a high because I got a job in November 2024, which is the highest package so far. And I was at a high. Now, that high actually blinded me. So I didn't do any self-reflection. No self-reflection at all. I was just enjoying, celebrating, being in that vibe. And the best part is I was a part of a team, part of an organization who is working for people who wanted to grow in their career. And I was completely indulged in that. I was giving my 100%. And the best part is I didn't do any self-reflection. It was full celebration. Just one thing that I recall is I helped the entire team to set up their LinkedIn, and I helped myself to set up my LinkedIn profile. Now that was my huge success. Everyone in the team, they appreciated me. Even the founder was so happy because the founder kept telling that Yogeshwari, we knew all of these things, but we didn't have anyone to show us the way, guide us the way. Thank you so much for doing this. The team was celebrating me. Imagine as soon as getting into an organization, you become the superstar of the team. And that was my 2024 November, December. That high continued. So I didn't go through any reflection, honestly, as Surya was also not there and not there to do this with me. So and yeah, the 2025 January, it all started with continuing with the high, and then we in the organization we were doing 3-day event. And for the first time ever in my life, I did a 3-day event, not the entire 3-day. I was given a slot. And within that slot, I understood about myself that I can give breakthrough like this. And I saw myself doing it. Where in the live session, there's a huge energy. People are there waiting, what am I going to do? And then I get in, I I created that hype, and then I elevated the energy of the entire room where people are hooked with whatever I'm telling. People are doing it. And then when I got people on the hot seat, they're getting breakthroughs like this. Entire room was fired up, literally fired up, and I was fired up. I felt like, to Surya keeps calling me as the Lady Tony Robbins. I felt that I am I've touched that 1% of being Lady Tony Robbins with that January 2025. That's how the year started for me.
But we also love to hear the breakdown because that's important. Where there's an up, there's also a down. But I think that is also the year, the first time in your birthday, you had three cakes, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, one cake from Surya, one cake from the organization that I was a part of at that time, and one cake from the community that I was a part of even now. And they are so sweet, kind enough to send me a cake, and I was having all three cakes, juggling and trying to eat all at the same time. So I was having my great time at that situation. Now the breakdown is I didn't have any self-reflection. Now that took a toll on the upcoming months. So one activity that I didn't put my efforts into, my consciousness into, that took a toll on the entire year that is supposed to come, which I'll reveal as it comes. And the second breakdown that I went was connection with Surya was not that great. So we have this thing where whatever we are doing, we would like to do it together. At that time, as I was having a job of my own, I was in my own world and I completely forgot about him. I would say that was a breakdown, which I wouldn't repeat it again. So, yeah, these are the two.
Okay, now moving to February. Now, February, again, Valentine's Day, the month of love, and all of those things are going in. But somewhere, I think, compared to January, when I had that intention that we would like to start off the business and every single thing, but then everything kind of went to a complete standstill to such an extent where Yogeshwari became too busy, and then she took. I remember we had that little vision board where by February we had a certain amount that was planned, that was supposed to be earned, but there was no way that we could even reach to that stage. And for me, I think, call it luck, call it intuition, whatever it is, I can foresee what's going to happen. I can, based on whatever actions are being taken, I can predict what's going to happen. And that pretty much happens 80 to 90% of the time. So for me, the breakthrough was because I oversaw what can happen. I decided to take responsibility for the both of us to such an extent where I was applying to close to 20 to 30 jobs per day, getting my job muscles aligned yet again, whether it was my applying for the jobs or giving interviews and looking for the best possible opportunity, which hopefully invites me to my dream job. That was something that I was doing in the breakthrough part. In the breakdown part, from what I can see in the calendar, is definitely been that we've not really been able to achieve those numbers. And a couple of very, very, how do you say, ignorant financial decisions that was being taken, where I felt that we were literally wasting the hard earned money that was coming in, not really having that gratitude towards that money. And somewhere I felt that for both of us, there was a little bit of a rift that had created and the cracks had started to open. So that's from my end, Yogeshwari. Over to you.
As it's a Valentine's Day, I would like to start from there. Every Valentine's Day used to be very special, but this Valentine's Day, I think we didn't even attempt to make it special for us. So that was a huge breakdown. I didn't realize at that time because I was all caught up in my own world. I was way too carried away, as Surya said, that things were not falling in place. And first of all, the awareness and self reflection is completely lost. And because of that, I was setting way too high targets without any system. Now, keeping high targets is not a problem. What I've learned in 2025 is targets are not the problem. Are you having a system to achieve the target? That's it. For example, the distance that you're planning to travel is not the problem. What is the mode of travel that you're going to take? If you're going to cross the globe and go to, right now I'm in India, and the opposite side of the globe for me is America, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, America? Yeah. And if I set the target to go there, what is the system that I'm using, mode of transformation that I'm using? If I'm planning to go by walk, I have no idea how many years will it take for me to achieve that. But if I take a flight, there is a proper system, there's a proper timeline, there's a proper crew who will take me over there. I don't have that uh, ability to fly a flight. I'm not the pilot over there, but someone is there to take care. Someone has already built the system. Am I using the system properly? I had no clue of any of these things. I just wrote a number, stuck it on the wall, and every single time I looked at it, I felt failure inside me. I saw the failure inside me. That was a huge breakdown since 2025 February. It all started at that time. And every single time that poster was there in the on the wall, it felt like, okay, I'm a failure, I'm a failure, I'm a failure. That kept repeating within myself. And that took me to a negative loop, which I'll be talking a little later. So that was the breakdown. Now, breakthrough. I was doing pretty well in the organization that I was working. Though my personal life was a complete mess, my professional life was on high. That's why I got my thing balanced, emotions balanced, I would say. So professional life was high. Every single time I tuned in, I met the team, I felt the energy. I spoke to a lot of professionals whose problem I was able to solve. The best part is a couple of souls chose to sign up with the organization that I was a part of, and I got to work one on one with them. When I spoke to them, I understood, okay, it's not just I create magic on the live. I can also create magic in a closed room where just one to one conversations are happening. In fact, more personal breakthroughs happened with those people. At the end of every such conversation, the one who is sitting across me went from Yogeshwari, I don't know what to do. I have no clue about myself. Why is my communication like this? Why is my confidence like this? From that to Yogeshwari, thank you so much for this 1 hour. I know what I need to do right now. That was the transformation and that biggest breakthrough, I would say, in February.
March, I remember it was an all-time high for the first time, I think, when both of us were earning, both of us got a job, both of us have a proper budget, a proper amount coming in, and somewhere I think it just felt absolutely magical. We I got the job under one of India's leading coaches, leading his team literally. So it was a complete fresh start and something that I always craved for, that I need to get to work with someone who really believes in the code of honor and the value systems and everything. So that's it just unfolded beautifully. And while this whole thing was going on, I think in January we also forgot about the first ever degree from Skill India. We literally became Skill India trainers also. That was also another big breakthrough. So now I had also signed up for a couple of courses under the Satya Sai Seva organization. So that was also parallelly going in, and March was literally the kickstart of the same. So these were the breakthroughs. The breakdowns, however, I think the rift that I spoke about in the month of February, it just kept increasing more and more because somewhere I felt that we were turning to be slightly delusional. And this I say with a lot of respect and a lot of bowing down in reverence, honestly, that somewhere the job, I mean, this is my personal feeling, okay, the job that you are a part of, the kind of people that you are speaking with, that itself, uh, the delusion of that is what got into our between us in itself, to such an extent where I crystal clearly remember, when we met as well, we were speaking about how we will enjoy the summer in a completely different city altogether and get a chance to invite our parents over and all that. Now, while it felt really good to discuss, but deep down, because I can predict and foresee, it just felt like, okay, this is just not going to go anywhere. And that's exactly what unfolded as well. So uh, that would be the greatest breakdown, like an internal deep, like just completely breaking off. And the only way that we could take that out is through our the job. That's it. So it felt like the job was more like a escape mechanism or something. So that's my side of it. Over to you.
My side is also the same. Both of us, we were a part of organization that we enjoyed working, and as you said, that was our escape mechanism. And we did become delusional. From my end, I would like to put it in two things. My breakthrough, we started supporting our parents. That was the breakthrough. As the income was coming in, we were happy to share a little bit with our parents as well. Breakdown was, as I said earlier, I was setting numbers and targets and imaginations, dreams, becoming way too delusional, thinking I'll go there, I'll do this, without a proper system, without the means of doing it. So that's how it went for me in March as well. So yeah, I wanted to go to America without any modes of travel, just with my pairs of legs, and I couldn't achieve that.
So that this was March, and then April. April was a beautiful month because at the end of the month, I still remember you got your salary, I got my salary. However, that high, I think, came down to a close. And suddenly, April was also the month where we made our first ever investments. So that was the high, the growth finally following the jar system and whatever we've learned in MAY was falling in place. Savings had slowly started getting up. The low, again, it was what you experienced. And then, I mean, that's pretty much about it. So uh, that's on my side. I would love you to break down a little more for us on what happened.
So from my end, as Surya said, April was the month we enjoyed that fickle moment of happiness and the high where both of us we got our payment. We were happy in the work that we were doing. We thought that we were contributing, we were adding value. However, at the end of April, we got to know that, at least I got to know, Surya is still very fresh at his work and everything. What I got to know is the organization that I was a part of was going through tough times, and they wanted me to contribute something which I'm not skilled enough, something where I don't have that skill or that capacity, ability to achieve in the short span that they want to achieve. That's the thing. It's not that I don't have the skill at all. Otherwise, they wouldn't have approached me for that. They just wanted to achieve it in a short span, which when I reflected and went through, I don't see a possibility, as I was already delusional. I didn't have a system. Whatever I was doing, I was just randomly finding the pieces and putting it together. I didn't get the result that I wanted to have. I was getting some results, but not the result that I wanted to have. To be very clear and precise, the organization that I was a part of was a coaching organization. And in order to run the organization successfully, we need more people trusting us on the process and signing up with us. Now, that was not happening to an extent where we want to have. So sign-ups were happening, but not to an extent where we want to have. So they wanted me to bring in more people. Now, I didn't have a system for it. How can I do it within the short period of time? So I was confused, they were confused. And that's when the end of April, it all started. I I felt that, okay, so right now I'm in a situation where I'm asked to do something that I don't have the skill for. So what do I do? It kickstarted at that time.
Also, a very important point here, I think, I'm not sure whether it makes sense to share or not, but again, it is what it is, where I felt that your social media platforms are compromised to such an extent where you don't have control over your own, the strongest possible social media thing that exists for any human being, which is building your own brand on social media. So, something that I personally never resonated with, and I was very, very vocal about it. Probably one of the reasons why those rifts got created in the first place is because I'm very, very vocal about all these things. Like, my point is, if there's anything wrong that I see happening, wrong as in, again, I don't want to talk about the whole right, wrong, good, bad, this and that thing. No, I'm talking about the universal aspect of it, which is today, if you and I have our respective social media profiles, then it's up to us how we want to use it. No one should be controlling it in any way. That fundamentally I feel that's incorrect. Again, that's a that's the truth, like how the sun comes out from the east, something like that. Okay, so that was about April. Coming to May, I think this is when slowly things started to go downhill personally for me at a huge. Uh, the only good thing I can think about was the investments were continuing, but and that's pretty much the high. The team had started performing, so I had hired a couple of team members. They started performing really well. It was going on really good. We had started to build onto something crazy, and also I got my first certificate. 100th year of my guru's birthday, went to Puttaparthi, got the certificate, all those things happened. But then at the same time, my dad had a very big uh, health scare, and that was crazy. And not just that, Yogeswari also had a big health scare, and it was difficult. So at the end of the month, the salary came in, first incentives came in, but not too happy with the way I was feeling emotionally. There was this burden. What about you?
In the month of May, I started realizing that I was going through stress. Now, I have a weird emotions going through in my head. Uh, when I'm happy, I won't know that I'm happy until 48 hours passes through and I feel like all of a sudden, wow, that really made me happy. And then my emotions comes out. And Surya keeps telling me that she has her emotions after 72 hours of giving her some gifts. If I gift her something or if I do something that will make her happy, she'll show her reaction 72 hours late. So that also had a toll on my other side of the emotion. When I was going through stress, I didn't even realize that I was going through stress until it went to an extent where things are out of control. Now, May is all slightly fine. Like, uh, I was slowly edging towards where I was losing control of my own self. I don't want to talk to anyone. I want to completely shut down. I didn't know what to do. I Whatever I was doing was not working. There's no support. Literally, I felt like I didn't have any support at that time, honestly. Neither from Surya nor from my parents. Anywhere. No hope at all. So it was just the beginning. The peak of it is yet to come. So that was May for me. And as Surya said, the rift between us was at the max at that time. We had our huge clashes, differences in perspectives, as he was vocal about certain things, but I agreed to it. I signed up for it. Now, when you sign up for something, you need to abide by that. And that's what was I was going through, but he was not happy. So there was always a constant battle that we were going through within us. And that's when Surya walked up and he literally told me, you and I, we are doing this together. We are together in everything because of the layers that we had. And right now, when I look back, I don't even see one layer, not even one. So I remember when we met for the first time, face to face. I told him that we are meant to be together because we have a lot of layers. At that time, we were doing Toastmasters together, we were doing speech crafts together, we were doing uh, webinars together, we were doing videos together. We also created a course together. And even if we fought at that time, we had something or the other pulling us back. It's like we both are magnets pulling us back, and we need to work together. So we'll keep all our grudges aside and we'll still work. And all the drawbacks, we'll sit and we'll analyze, like, why is it happening. There's always a lot of respect and love for each other. We forgive each other's mistakes. That was when we met first time. uh, and when Surya looked back, when he told me, I also felt that. Until then, I didn't realize that uh, all of the layers got peeled off. Nothing is left. Even if we part our ways right now, uh, there's nothing left to even look back or come together or connect. That's May started like that for us, and it ended like that for us.
June, my birthday month, and this was the first birthday in the last 3, 4 years, I guess, when I did not spend it with my family back in Kolkata. Decided to stay back. And the breakthrough was obviously I think we went to a time zone after a long, long, long time. We had a movie, this thing, we had a great conversation. So that was the high on June. And of course, the salaries and the incentives kept increasing. So the team started earning more. So when the team earns more, you feel good because then you know you'll also get paid more. And then there were these other opportunities also that came up in terms of attending some seminars, additional stuff, workshops, 3-day workshops, whatever ideas I was suggesting to my company, they were implementing it, they were getting results, things started moving forward. Breakdown, I think the biggest one will be your health scare. I think that was and uh, at some point of time, I felt there was complete numbness also from from Yogeswari then. So for people who are watching, I am someone who always loves to talk, share, vent out, express anything and everything that happens with me throughout the day. Even if I see a little kitten, I would like to describe anything and everything about the kitten to Yogeshwari. Now, that is one of the best things that I enjoy about us being together. Somewhere at that month is when I felt that it stopped fully. And because she had that health scare, it became even more difficult for me to even process how to take this forward. Because all the resources are there. I mean, I'm the doctor, literally the doctor. And yet, you cannot heal someone if they don't want to heal, or if they don't even want to accept that something is wrong that requires attention. So here I am with all the best books in the world, the best knowledge in the world, the greatest courses in the world, the all the treatment modalities that I'm aware of, the different treatment modalities I'm aware of, and yet there's nothing that I'm able to do. So that was the full-fledged up and down across June. Yogeshwari, what about you?
June, at the end of May, I remember 30th or 31st May, I was called by my team and I was told that Yogeshwari, with a heavy heart, we have to let go of you as there is a lot of overhead costs and we have to cut corners. We don't want to do this, but we are in a situation to do this. Now, when I got to know that, I was suspecting and predicting something like this would happen. So in front of them, I was all put together, calm, composed. I handled it so well. I'm really proud of myself, the way I handled it. In fact, they thought that they had to console me. Rather, I consoled them. And I said, uh, I understand. I'm sure the organization will come back, will get its best time. And I wished the organization properly. They also said that Yogeshwari, when we get back on our feet, we would have you again. We would invite you again. Please stay in touch. All of those things, huge uh, respect, wishes, everything happened, and I came out. Now, until then, I didn't realize that I've already started developing stress. I told myself, okay, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. In fact, that was the time I also had a fallout with my parents. Now, on the same day, very same day, two high emotional things. Surya keeps telling that I'm someone who doesn't have emotions, but that day I felt like I do have emotions, just that I was trained to suppress the emotions. As I was trained to suppress the emotion right from my childhood, I don't express that out and it gets bottled up. But when it gets bottled up and when things go out of control, one day it would burst. And that was the day for me. So on the very same day where I was called and I was told that, Yogeshwari, we have to let go of you. And then my parents are calling and they have certain expectations from me which I cannot fulfill that for them right now. And I felt that it was unfair on my part that they are taking decisions for me even after crossing my 30s, where I have to take my own decisions. I'm responsible for what is happening with me. And uh, the decisions also has its consequence, right? Now, when others take decisions, you're not prepared to face it. You're not prepared to live with it for life. So that took a toll on me. I just told them that I need space right now, and I told them that uh, I um I got laid off, and I just want to be with myself. When I chopped the call, I kept it off. That was the last day I spoke to them. And after that, it took almost 6 months for me to reconcile with them. I spoke to them after that only in the month of um, September, I believe, the end of September. It started in June. And I went through a lot at that time, which I'll be sharing one at a time. I don't want to disclose anything. But at that time, I just told myself that I don't want the world to give me any advice. I don't want to hear any noise. I just want to sit with myself. So I've cut the thing down. And then in the month of June, I completed my notice period. I got relieved, and they asked me, "What are you going to do, Yogeshwari?" I said, "I'm going to take a break." I didn't take a break for really a long time. So I'm going to take a proper break where I'm not going to do anything for a month. And it started in the month of June, where I completely shut down being productive. I told myself that I'm not going to try to be productive. I'm not going to try to force myself to get doing something. So I shut down everything. I took my phone, I started scrolling in the YouTube, started watching anything and everything that came across my eye randomly. And I started exploring a lot of drama series, which is made in other languages: Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Italian, whatever, you name it. I've been through that. And yeah, that's how my June was. And the July was a little terrific. I'll share that when it comes.
Now, mind you, all this is happening in the background. I'm not aware of anything of this sort at all. Even the TV series part, we had made ourselves a promise that we will not be watching TV series. We'll stick to movies because it finishes within a short period of time. And this continued. I mean, even few of the details Yogeshwari shared, even I had no clue that all these things were happening. July was a little difficult personally for me. Uh, the high was I went to Puttaparthi again in the month of June, came back July again I had to go. But then I also had to go home to take care of all those couple of formalities. And July was also the month where I had the first fallout in my workplace because of some salary discrepancy, which didn't make any sense. And I realized for the first time that the company where I'm working, even though it's run by one of the greatest in the country, even their gaps are there. For me, that was a big shock because this is a person I look up to. So it really was very, very difficult for me. And the worst part was when I was charged for it. Of course, that happened in the month of August. I'll tell when we moved to August. The high was we started generating record revenue. So, as a company, as in the company that I was working for, March, April was okay. May was slightly better. June was even better. July was even better. And the team, my entire team, we got incentives, which was a crazy, crazy thing to feel. And slowly, slowly, I also started to think, okay, how is it possible that I can learn more, I can contribute more, I can grow more while parallelly growing my business as well. But then the breakdowns completely took it all apart because there was multiple things that I had to really give in that attention. So that's what July unfolded. Yogeshwari, what about July?
July is where I completely shut the world down behind me and I started indulging in myself. The intention was just to have some self time and to have some reflection time. However, as there was no process, no system, I've never done that before. I didn't ask for help. In fact, I didn't even want to talk to anyone, including Surya. So he tried walking up to me, he tried talking to me. I completely ignored and rejected him. I said, I, in fact, I was not clearly communicating what I was going through. And I didn't clearly communicate how long I want this space and time. Rather, I just kept ignoring and postponing whatever he's bringing. He came up and he said, like, Yogeshwari, what are you going through? Can we talk it through? I said, right now I'm not interested. Can we do it sometime later? Sometime later? Sometime later? It went on. And I felt like I was pretty happy, but I didn't know that a deep emotion, emotional block is getting built inside me. I started feeling chest pains at night and a weird chest pain right through my center. When I get up from the bed, a heavy pain. When I lie down, heavy pain. And I also started having shallow breaths where I wasn't able to breathe deep. When I tried to breathe deep, that's when I felt like there's a huge pain in the right through the center of my chest. I thought probably I have some cholesterol heart blockage. So I have to tone down. I have to work out. I have to walk. go out. In fact, I stopped going out. Almost for 6 months, I didn't go out, and there was no sunlight on me. I didn't go out in the sunlight. If at all I went out at night. And then no friends, no family. It culminated, all of these things culminated to one thing, which is one unexpected day. Uh, I felt a huge chest pain and then completely lost my breath. I started panicking, panting for breath, and I was rushed to the hospital. I was admitted in the intensive care, and I was given multiple shots. And the diagnosis was I was going through depression at that time. And that was a shock for me because I couldn't believe it. I thought I would never go through depression. I thought I'm not someone who has emotions inside me. I thought I'm someone who can let things go. I can forget and forgive. I don't have emotional attachment. These were my beliefs on myself, which proved to be the opposite, contrary, wrong on July. And one more thing about June, that was the month after uh, getting to know Surya. That was the month that I was extremely unhappy on his birthday. Every birthday he used to celebrate with his family, and I used to send him gifts, wishes, video notes. We used to talk hours and hours. But that birthday, I couldn't do anything for him because I myself was not stable. So a huge breakdown on June, in June, and then it the physical symptoms started getting uh, reflecting in the month of July. Got admitted for a couple of days, and then came back. Again, my parents called. They got to know that I got admitted. They called, and I didn't want to speak to them. I said, "Can I speak to you when I become fit? There's nothing serious, nothing emergency where I need your help. I can come back from the hospital all by myself. I just want some space. Can I speak after I've come to that mental clarity?" So they gave me the space. I really appreciate it. That's how my July was for me.
Coming to August. So August, the big high was attending my first ever seminar after 3 long years, flying to a new city altogether, getting to meet the team, a lot of good interactions, a lot of breakthroughs, a lot of notes. It was really a very, very good experience overall. The breakdown, I think for the first time, I realized that I need to step down from my role, step down from the big full-fledged responsibilities that are going on. And I communicated that to my boss as well, because I had a chance to speak to him for a long period of time. Honestly, I think the relationship part is what I had two crossroads. Every single decision that I make of this sort, whether I should go somewhere or not, everything and anything, is when I always ask Yogeshwari. So here, the whole objective of going to the seminar was so that we'll have the strategies to be able to finally do something about it with our life. We came back, we did our goal setting exercises and all of those things, but still deep down, I'll tell you very honestly, it didn't feel that we were doing it, anything at all. But at least we were doing something together. So the biggest breakdown would be is when I felt that, yeah, the relationship is pretty much over. That's it. There's nothing more to talk about. So that's my end, Yogeshwari. What's your?
So when from Surya's end, he was thinking that the relationship is pretty much over. I, on the other hand, was feeling like, okay, fine. If you want to end it, end it. So what? And I didn't think the long-term consequence. And this came from the ego. And I had always been there, like been like this since my childhood. I never respected the relationships that I had, never respected the love that I received from people as I was always pampered by my family. I received love even before I asked for it. I didn't literally work for the love. In fact, I'll tell you, in Surya, in Surya and I, between us also, he is and was the one who kept giving. And I was at the receiver's end. He used to giving not just in terms of finances, giving in terms of affection, love, attention, pampering, everything that a female feminine wanted, right? And I was at the end of receiving. I just used to receive, and I never thought of giving back. Now, in our relationship so far, until August, he was the one who was putting 100% efforts, trying to talk to me, trying to pull me back, trying to keep this relationship together. I never felt that I also should put efforts. Otherwise, one day he would feel that he's putting efforts for nothing in void. And there were times he used to say that it's better if I go and talk to the wall instead of talking to you. It's better if I go and talk to the tree if I instead of talking to you. At least the trees would wave in the wind, and you don't even do that. So that's how our relationship was in the month of August. And when he said that it's going to get over, for a snap, I thought, so what? So what? But I snapped out of it immediately. And I asked myself that, do I want this deeply? And it's a no from my end. Uh, this is the one relationship, other than my parents, I'm going to fight for it. I'm going to put efforts for it. So at that time, I didn't know how am I going to do it. All I knew is I have to do it. So I pulled myself together. I walked up to him and I just said, is it okay to give one more shot? All this while you were putting the efforts. Now it's my turn. Let me try. And right now, we don't have any layers. How about I build it back? And he was so angry, majorly because this is the major reason I want to get out of this relationship. This is exactly he said. Because you always say that you want to do it, you want to build it back, you want to do it all alone. Like, if you are doing it all alone, why be with me? Who do it all alone? I don't want you to do it all alone. Neither do I want me to do it all alone. How about we do it together? And that's it.
Yogeshwari is getting too emotional. I have to make sure that I hold on to my emotions properly. Someone has to hold the emotions right now in this. Yeah, August was really a very difficult one. September, I think, was the chillest month of the year, where in the workplace, I had decided that I'm going to shift, as in move, step down from my leadership role and promote one of my team members as leading the team. So that month, I didn't have any calls. I just had to build systems, get all those, something that I enjoy the most, which I only realize now, building systems, which works and stands the test of time. So work was too good. The whole day I was learning, I was implementing, I was creating, all these things were going on. Still, the incentives kept coming in. It really felt very, 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 very good. The downside, however, is based on the conversations that we had in the month of August. Somewhere my perception was it is immediately going to start falling in place, but it didn't. And it only led to worse situation where I think there were again two options. One is to leave everything and go. So just a little detour. I always have this little thing that if at all I have to leave everything and everyone, what I will do is whatever dress I am wearing, I'll just wear that, go to the railway station, tell people that I don't have any money or anything of this sort, go to Amritsar Golden Temple or Tirupati Tiruvannamalai Temple and serve. There you get free food, free shelter, free clothing, whatever. So I'll just serve there. That way, no one needs to know where I am, and I'll at least be of some use. So that's always my last resort. Whenever my family scolds me or whatever, whenever some fight or argument or whatever it is that happens. So, but then in the month of September is when I think month of September was Durga Puja. No, I think Durga Puja was month of October. Yeah, I think yes, month of October. So September end, I went to home for Durga Puja, and that was the first Durga Puja in 4 years that I went to Kolkata to attend. That was also a big high. The low, again, it was the same thing that whatever we discussed in the month of August was not coming to fruition. It's only that I had a chilled out month of September because of the job related stuff. Yogeshwari, what about you?
It took me almost a month to just walk up and say that, let me put in the efforts and let me build a layer. Imagine, even after a month of introspection, I didn't have an idea how am I going to do it. Because the last time when we felt that we had a lot of layers, I didn't deliberately do anything. I didn't put any efforts. It just happened naturally. It was pure organic, where we were a part of community, we had similar interest, we both spoke well, we had similar goal to make a Udemy course. We had similar interest of doing a webinar, and then we joined Toastmasters. Toastmasters gave a lot of opportunity for us to interact. We had projects over there, speech class over there. Now everything was organic. I didn't do anything to build this relationship. Now, how am I going to do it again? And I never even thought that I need to sit down, reflect, and reverse engineer had what we had at that time. So Surya was expecting that I will take swift initiatives, visible changes. Nothing from my end. I didn't do anything. But one thing I kept telling myself that at that time, all the layers got built because I was working on myself. Right now, everything fell apart because I completely gave up on myself. So the first step is to work on myself. That's all I knew. And I started looking for ways, coaching programs and courses which we already have, to start working on myself. What are the things that I need to fix within me in order to be the best version for Surya? Because we have this thing amongst us. When he said that we are going to be together, at that time, one thing that I always remember, he said that he is going to be the best person ever because I deserve the best partner in the world. So he is going to be the best man ever. Now, I told myself, am I the best woman in his life? Do I deserve him? That was a no at that time. So, okay, what are the things that I need to fix? And I started working on myself. And one target that I had is I'm going to be the best partner that he deserves in his life, which who will lift him up when he is in his tough times, who will lift myself up when I go through downfall. And one big rift that was happening was communication. So I started communicating whatever that was going through inside my head. And mind you, it was so difficult for me because I was not used to it. Surya is someone who is expressive. He can put everything in every emotion into words. And for me, first of all, I need to feel the emotions. And that only comes 72 hours later. So after I feel the emotion 72 hours later, I need to translate that into words. And then I need to translate that into an understandable phrases which I can simplify and share that to Surya. So that was a huge challenge for me. I tried doing it. At times I broke down into tears. Where I remember there was in the month of August, correct me if I'm wrong, Surya, where you were attending Sneha Desai's online event, and you were sharing with me that this is happening, that's happening, this is so good, that is so good. And that's when all of a sudden I listened to everything and I started breaking down in tears. And I said that it was completely a blame game. I was playing a blame game. So I said that, when have you ever been the best partner to me? When have you ever listened to me? When have you ever understood me? When have you ever supported me? So this was me charging completely, and he understood that I'm venting out, and I'm like, that was the time that I need to take it out and blame someone for all my downfalls. So he listened to everything patiently, and he didn't give me any advice. He knew that as a coach, we know that when someone is at their most vulnerable situation, do not advise them. Do not do that. So rather, he asked me a question. Okay, what do you want to do? Imagine if everything in the world is taken care of you. What would you want to do? Imagine if I give all the support in the world and I stop taunting, which he always does. Not now. He did. Uh, what would you like to do? And that's when I thought for a while and I said, I just want to make videos. I want to make videos without expecting anything. Without expecting how many people are going to watch, without expecting whether will I go viral or not, without expecting will people buy coaching services from me or not. I don't want to give the heck about anything else. I just want to make videos. And then he said, okay, do you need any support, any resource, any money, any tools? What do you want? I said, oh, I don't want anything right now. I have whatever I need. I just need space. I need trust. And I need to stay away from anything that pulls me down emotionally. He assured me that in the month of August. And that's when I started looking into myself. How can I kickstart my video journey again? Now, people, if you are watching this here, I just wanted to register this. People think that we go through emotional turmoils like this when we go through a breakdown, or what is that? A breakup, or any sort of huge like separation or divorce or huge fallout for that matter, fights and arguments. Nothing of that happened in our life. Nothing of that happened. We didn't even raise our voice against each other. And yet we had so much of turmoils. And the best part is, when I was at my lowest, he held the space for me. And I believe he'll vouch for me as well. When he was at his lowest, I do the same for me, same for him. So this is what our August is. And I think after all the crying episodes and everything, I finally started working on myself.
No, the truth is, I don't vouch for it. I mean, when I'm emotional, it's very difficult to get any kind of support. So this is what happens. She will feel like literally punching me because I go all over the place. I'm like a riot. I just keep spreading, okay, all across. It's crazy. No, it's weird. It's weird to manage me because I'm very hypersensitive. I've just realized that it's like little things. It triggers me to a horrible extent. In fact, if someone speaks rude to me, I'm ready to leave. If someone decides to question my integrity and everything, I don't even want to prove anything to them. So lot of these stuff are there, which is kind of very difficult to understand. But that was, I think we covered September. Now coming to October, I mean, Durga Puja felt really good, spending time with family. But honestly speaking, the breakdown was personally for me is I slowly started to get the essence and the feeling that for the first time that I am caught into the same hamster wheel over and over and over again that so many grown up people complain about. My parents don't understand me. They look at me as their trophy son, so I have to be the ideal son and support them. I'm in a relationship which is not nourishing me, rather is draining me out. I mean, even when we had that discussion, uh, I asked Yogeswari what is it that she wants to do, and she said, I want to make videos. So, what form of videos? I want to make videos on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Udemy. So, okay, fine, let's get started. But then, even in the month of October, that did not happen. So August we had that discussion. September nothing happened. October nothing happened. And one very big thing that I feel, probably it's because I follow it, so I want the whole world to follow it. That's what we all believe, right? Our perspective should match with the world. It's like if you're telling me that you're going to do something, please tell me by when you're going to do it. When are we going to get the result? Give me some form of a deadline so that I can be. It's easy for me to to process everything. But no. Now when I came back from Durga Puja, that was the exact feeling that I had. I told my parents straight away, the next time I come home is only when I'm having a decent amount of bank balance. Otherwise, I don't feel like I'm being respected enough. I went home for the first time and I was asked not to cut my beard and hair and any of these things, which was a great thing for me personally. But coming back, I think October was the first time in the entire year when Yogeshwari finally stepped up and took those initiatives to make things happen. And I mean, no one better than her to help us through it.
Actually, what you discussed was in the month of previously, we discussed in the month of August. Now you just shared what happened in September. So, August, as usual, I said I want to make videos, and then I didn't have a system again. Same Raita. I I didn't do anything, honestly. But outwardly, I didn't do anything. But I was fixing my inner self. I was, because it's always 80% mindset and 20% skill set. Whatever you do with your 80% mindset brings that 20% skill set that gives 100% result. That's how it works. So the work was happening internally within me, but there's no outward impact or effort from my end. Rather, I was actually going through a lot of self reflection. I was asking myself, okay, how do I want the relationship with Surya to be? What are the efforts should I put in? How do I want to look up physically? How do I want to uh, uh, how fit do I want to look? What do I want to feed my brain and my body? So these were the lot of questions that I was asking myself, and finally I started going through some course which is fixing my mental health, which is fixing my mindset, and slowly I started learning about making videos. And again, Surya and I, we had a fallout in this as well. I believe in making short videos, crisp to the point, tuck, 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 you get the thing. And for that, I need to put in efforts like scripting it, designing it, recording it 60 times so that I can come up with a 60-second video, deleting the rest of the 59 times, and then not happy with the 60th time, but somehow posting it, editing it, lot of flashy stuff. But he hates it thoroughly. He says, if you are doing this, how are you going to help your students to speak confidently if you are taking multiple takes and multiple shots? I couldn't agree with him. I didn't even fight with him. That's one of my problems. If I don't agree, I don't even fight. Inside my head, I decide that it's not worth fighting. I decide that even if I put my points, the other person is not going to understand. So why even waste energy on that? Just keep doing what you're doing. So I keep the other person in the blind spot, and I just get to whatever I like doing, and without completely unapologetically. I don't even feel bad for that. And I'm a kind of ruthless in this aspect. But Surya, on the other hand, when he asked me, okay, you want to make videos, by when will you achieve what result? Give me a deadline. Give me. I didn't know how to give a deadline because I didn't know. First of all, I didn't have a system. I don't know how long will it take. I've not done that before. I don't have anyone to handhold me. The max I have are the courses. I've tried the courses previously. The courses didn't give me the results that I was expecting. Probably I have to do it long enough. Probably I have to invest consistently. I don't know, but I've not tried. So I couldn't come up with a deadline. But randomly, I said that I'll start bringing results from December. And he said, December, seriously? You're joking? Yep. Because that was September. 3 months down the line, it's December. And these 3 months, ironically, we heard it from coaches saying that all it takes for you is 3 months to get the result. All it takes for you is 3 months to get the result. Okay, how? And they give the courses. Now, the biggest challenge I faced going through the courses is we go through courses, we implement, and then we have certain resistances and blocks within us. As it's a entry level courses, you will not have any personal support over there. Now, there was a community that I am a part of. I'm still a part of that community where uh, the coach says it all takes 3 months to make 3 lakhs. I followed the system. I got stuck in between while I was following due to multiple reasons: lack of skill set, lack of resources, lack of money, lack of mindset. Now, when I approached, the only thing that was the help that I received was I received the help of skill set. Okay, you're facing this challenge, go through this course. You're facing this problem, okay, this course can help you. Again, diverting me back to the course, not actually understanding my root cause. Right now, after working on myself, after getting the result, now this is the best day in 2025. Surya and I, we can make this video because just yesterday we got the result. We'll talk about it a little late. I don't want to uh, reveal any surprises, but this is the best day we can make this video because after working on myself, after overcoming those blocks, after getting the result, it is not always the skill set. It's the mindset of the individual. If the same system given to 100 people, 10 of them are getting results, 90 of them are not getting results, it's because of three factors. The mindset comes first. Mindset of two different individual. Number two, resources that they have. And number three, their background. Where are they coming from? Do they have experience in this already, or are they starting completely afresh? These three things will decide the journey that they are going to take. So I didn't receive any help, so I was completely stuck, and that's why I couldn't give a proper deadline. But randomly, I just said, December, I'll be bringing the result. And Surya, if I'm not wrong, I said by December, I'll bring at least 50,000, correct? 50,000 I stuck. I remember. You won't agree, but I want to fight with you on this. I said at least 1 lakh. Yeah, I'll finish. I said at least 1 lakh, and then I doubted myself a little bit, and then I downgraded a little bit, and I said at least 50,000 I'll be bringing. Yeah, over to you, Surya.
So when I ask for deadlines, it's always in a very, very precise manner. It's not a one-off thing. It has to be a continuation where the next 3 months are locked and loaded and sorted. So I always have this thing like if somebody's giving me a deadline, then they are giving me the deadline based on their assumptions. Because obviously you need planning, you need execution, you need systems, you need processes, leading indicators, what we discussed. And for Yogeshwari, I know very well that she doesn't even believe in those fundamentals, which is absolutely fine. So mentally, I knew that, okay, if Yogeshwari is able to get us 1 lakh at the end of December, ideally it should continue for the next 2 months, which I clarified as well. So I gave her the complete deadline of March 2026 to be able to achieve all those targets. And she gave me those targets. The best thing that happened in October is for the first time we sat down on those stuff, starting to work on it together, going back to the basics. What are the things that worked best for her? She can continue doing it, and if she excels, she will teach me, or I will get interested to learn, and then we can both team up on it together. If I'm good at something and something worked beautifully for me, I'm going to continue doing it, and if I start getting the results, then I'm going to sit down with her and teach her. So that's when we literally created the entire blueprint in the month of October. Diwali, we've heard the story already, we've shared that in our previous lives also. And since then, well, it's 68th episode. Have we been regular? Most of the time, 90% of the time. Sometimes here and there, a little bit of timings, couple of days missed. Absolutely fine, as long as the streak is continuing. And as long as we are able to make mistakes, correct them, improve upon them, become a better version of them. That's how October unfolded. Then came the no, there's still something left. Okay, over to you.
October is the month which literally kickstarted the journey. So how can you just like that finish it? I have loads of things to share.
I mean, I think Yogeshwari is still stuck in the high of August and September. I've already shared my side of October, so I'm just reminding you. Okay, yeah, if you haven't shared October yet, please go ahead.
So October, yes, we have shared that in multiple lives, but still I want to register it here as we are doing a reflection of the entire year. So I want to register it here. Now, we did a couple of actions. I'll tell the action and I'll tell the mindset behind it, because without mindset, the actions are not going to happen. It didn't happen for the last 5 years for us. We came together in 2020, November, October. And since then, we started struggling because of our differences. I am an extreme creative person. He's an extreme logical person. I am too delusional in whatever I think, and he is too grounded and logical in whatever he thinks, and we were polar opposites. The only time I remember we were doing things together was our Udemy days. We call it as like we have that Malgudi days, something like that. We have Udemy days. So Udemy days are the first course that we built together. And I'll tell you, that was the honeymoon period of our romantic relationship. We just got to know each other. We were head over heels for each other. The flaws were completely irrelevant. We were blindsided for the flaws that we had on each other. So everything went well until that honeymoon bubble broke off. And we came to the real world seeing each other's flaw. And I feel that when two individuals are together, that period is where you will understand yourself the most. You will understand your flaws the most. You will understand your strengths the most. Now, when you understand your strengths the most, obviously your partner will praise you, support you, and all of those things. But when your partner shows a mirror on your face, showing your flaws, how are you handling it? That is what is relationship. And I believe leadership starts here. When you are shown the mirror on your face and your flaws are visible and you look way too ugly, than you thought to yourself, how are you handling it? Are you taking it with grace, working on yourself? If you are doing that, your relationship is going to go to heights. We'll start building over and over again, layers after layers. You will become stronger and stronger. But when you turn the mirror and show it to your partner, and both of you people show mirror on each other's face without working on the self, then the relationship turns out to be one of the worst decisions in your life. The best case scenario, you both would separate, part ways, live your own life. The worst case scenario, without fixing each other's inner core, without working on each other, continuing to blame each other, you will live together for your life. That's the worst case scenario anyone can go through. Blaming yourself, blaming your life, blaming the other person, blaming everything around you. At the end, when you die with regrets. And that's what relationship does to you. This is exactly what happened with me as well. And being with Surya, I started seeing a lot of gaps that I had. As Surya said, I call myself creative. He calls me delusional, and both are same, because for a creative person you need to be delusional, and that has its drawback as well. I don't know how to set goals. I didn't know how to set systems. I didn't know how work happens. I just did random things. I liked something, I implemented it. I never documented it. When someone asked me how do you do it, I didn't know how to do it. And then slowly, Surya helped me understand, if you want to become an entrepreneur, you need to have certain qualities. You need to set a deadline, meet the deadline, keep your word. If you can't keep your word, that gets repeated and that becomes a label on your head that, okay, this person doesn't keep promise, this person doesn't keep what he says. Now, when I realized that, I just went a little deeper within myself and I started understanding, why am I doing that? I'm doing this because I was never told that I need to keep my promise. I've never done that. Number two, even if I want to keep my promise, I didn't have a proper system to it. So I fall flat on my face. And number three, Surya and I, we had a lot of disputes. He believes in simplicity. He simplifies even the greatest complex things on the planet. On the other hand, I complicate even the simplest things on the planet. And this is us. This is us in our most vulnerable, full of flaw state. Now, how can these two polar opposite individuals come together and create something that's going to make them proud, that's going to make the world proud, that's going to help a lot of people? And every single time we sat together to create a problem, to create a product, we were we were held on to our own perspectives. He says, no, the course should be the simpler possible way for someone to go through. I keep saying we have to give the maximum value. If we are receiving 10,000 rupees from someone, I wanted to give value for 1 lakh rupees without a system. Again, delusional. And that's why I right now realize that I overpromised and underdelivered. On the other hand, Surya wants to underpromise and overdeliver. The differences, and that's why we were never able to came together until August 2020. Now the mindset. Let me tell the action. August 2020. Sorry, October 2025, when the entire world was celebrating Diwali, we were sitting and creating a product. So when we were creating the product, October or November? November 2020.
October.
October 2020, we were creating the product and we finally created the product, which is a grand slam offer. Both Surya and I are proud of. Now, how did we do it? Here are the steps. Number one, I started going through how to create a product course by Alex Hormozy. 100 million offers. For the first time ever, I read a book cover to cover. Audio version, book version, course version. And I took notes, took the formula. I started understanding the formula. So for the first time, Surya and I, we spoke in the same language. For the first time, I told Surya, listen, you have your strengths, I have my strengths. Let's not pull each other apart. Rather, let's understand how can we collaborate. How can I bring value and how can you simplify that? So that was the mindset that is aligned. And then we sat together. I told that, see, throughout this process, I'm going to irritate you a lot of times. You will be annoyed by me a lot of times. I'm going to give you suggestions that you would be like, what the heck is this girl telling? Like, I feel like I want to choke her up. You would feel this. But I want you to tolerate me. I want you to politely tell me, why is this wrong? Because I don't understand that. I accepted my flaw and I told him how to communicate with me. I told him, see, when I bring something, don't reject me outrightly. Tell me why will it not work. Reason it out with me. If you win, I'm on your side. If I win, you come to my side. a proper logical reasoning, and we set the context before we sat. Because every single time we used to talk a lot, we used to say, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll do this, and everything will go in the air. Nothing will come into fruition, not even on the paper. And things that came on the paper, we couldn't finish it because of the ego that we had. Either I'll snap out or he'll snap out. We both will tell, okay, this is done. I'm not going through with this anymore. It's not about I'm not going through with this. It's about I'm not going through with this person anymore. And we didn't even realize that. So the day we realized it, we have set the context. I accepted that I'm going to be the most annoying person ever that he saw, and he has to tolerate me with that. And I told him how to communicate with me. Please don't snap out. Take your time, and help me reason out. Ask me questions. Okay, you're bringing this. How is this? We'll have an end goal. Hold on to that end goal and ask me, how is this related to the end goal? So that you will open up my thinking capacity. I see this as one of the greatest leadership communication ever we have done in our life. Surya, you can deny me if I'm wrong.
Spot on. I feel October was a huge breakthrough. And in fact, what you are seeing right now, and obviously we know for sure that this is going to blow up, this is going to turn out to be the next big thing in the whole personal development game, the upskilling game, the influencers game, or training and coaching as a whole, because you are literally learning, implementing every single day, showing up to the world from scratch, no filters, nothing of this sort. And all of that happened because we had that entire conversation. Now, this was October. Now, can we move to November? Fine. You got the permission. Okay, November. Oh my God. Are you able to observe that slowly September, October, November, we are increasing the amount of time we are giving to the months? Because all the things that we experienced in the first half of the year is what led us to experiencing these breakthroughs at the end of the year. And that's why when you look at terms like lives change in a year, you will literally get that experience right now in another couple of minutes. So November is when the breakthrough was, we finally got our first student. The enormous amount of work we put in for the month of October and everything, Yogeswari cracked it and we got our first student. We started developing some form of a pattern, which we can now turn it into a system, and the system will become a self-functioning engine for us to do the work. Although, can we say that we've completely fulfilled the entire engine? I'm not sure. That's going to depend on how the work that we do after this day gets over. So that's what we have decided, the 30th and 31st. Of course, 31st, she keeps going to the church and she takes a fast or whatever. So I'll count that day out. But 30th, we want to get all the pieces together is what we will be doing. The breakdown, I would say it's a breakthrough turned a breakdown, because I attended my life's first ever 7-day retreat. And I asked myself, why did I even attend that retreat? It's the retreat that cost me my job. It's a retreat that made me realize how, however significant you feel, even if you're a little bit of being yourself is taken in a negative account, then all the positives that you've created up until this point is completely going to get washed away. It made me realize the power of being true to yourself and being honest and ethical and grounded and being absolutely open has its cost. And it also brought us to a moment when things, I mean, I came down to that point where I didn't even know whether whatever it is. On one end, we are experiencing that there's one student, so we have to start the cohort. And I still have to continue doing my lives. If you see my November's lives, you'll see what all I'm talking about. And also coming down to, what is it really happening with my life? Like what is going on? Do I really know what is it that I want to do? Why am I born? What is going on? Why me? All those questions that keeps putting you in that whole complain and vent out mode. So these were the two complete opposite polar ends of the breakdowns and breakthroughs. Yogeshwari, take it away for November.
So October end and November, the breakthrough is finally I started waking up in the morning, 4 a.m. Started going out for my badminton walk. The beautiful park that's being constructed by the Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, I started enjoying that, where the entire park, huge space with a lot of, it's a pond, a park, a pond surrounded by a park. That's how it was. A huge pond, and where the Honorable Chief Minister, he was so gracious enough to mesmerize us by giving us in the pond a lot of ducks, swans, fishes. What a sight to the soul and what a sight to the eyes. Finally, I started enjoying the the goodness that I have already around me. That was the huge breakthrough. And then started at the end of October, continued till November. And then the break, one more breakthrough, as Surya said, we had our first uh, first sign up for Speak to Lead cohort that made us believe whatever we are doing, market is validating that people want that. So that was a huge breakthrough. Now breakdown was, again, Surya went to the retreat and I lost my, as there is no accountability, I lost the streak of waking up, going to the pond. I felt like, okay, why am I even doing this? Why is he breaking the momentum? Again, blame game. And I labeled Surya as momentum breaker. That was my November.
Now, November, all of those things happened. December, the month where I was supposed to serve a notice period, taken away. A month's salary taken away. Unnecessary additional expenses, not informed prior, taken away. The usual end, what we all go through when we are fired or we are laid off, is it's not our fault. But the breakthrough is when Yogeshwari literally coached me to learn skills and create systems which stands as the bedrock and the foundation for what we have built. So December was the month when the breakdown of a life, we literally, like, she blessed me with the skill of turning a breakdown and taking and literally turning it around as your greatest breakthrough ever. The money that the company was supposed to pay me as a part of my notice period salary, everybody gets to serve notice periods, especially I was the head of the company. That same amount is what we have been able to earn yesterday. It's so ironical. And every single breakdown that happened all the way from January 2024, in a year, we finally have an end. And can you like just think about it for a moment? Okay, just think about it. You work the entire month, you slog your back off, and you travel to your office to and fro, you do so many meetings, you get your scoldings and screamings by the boss, you go through so many stuff left, right, and center, you hear so many complaints and all from the customers and everything, so that at the end of the month you can get that amount paid. And here we are creating a system that is able to help us earn that amount in a day, doing something we love, creating something that people genuinely need, like going through stuff which we enjoy and getting paid to do so, to finally crack the code after these many years. But 2019, it's right now what, 7 8 years. So I wouldn't say that there is any breakdown. The only breakdown would be The lives have been going on inconsistent times for Surya. Not for Yogi though. Yogi is always on time, but not Surya. That's the only breakdown. But breakthrough, oh my God. It's, I think December 2025 will literally stand the test of time personally for me with every single thing that unfolded. And mind you, this is just the head start. What about you, Yogeshwari?
I want to decipher this December. Wow, it came out really well. Rhyming. Yeah. In two aspects. Number one, the breakdown. Yes, December until yesterday, we felt that we were a complete failure. And yesterday, just one day, turned the tables for us. And Surya had already informed about that. I am not going to elaborate. But how did it all happen? Was it the first time that we did this? Absolutely no. We have been through a situation where within a day we have earned whatever we were not given for whatsoever reason previously. And Surya yesterday he told me that we had something like this in 2020. That was the last time we had 2022. Yeah, that was the last time we had, and after that, this is the first time that we are having a day like this. Not even a month, a day like this. So, what was the difference at that time, back then and now? Back then, we just did it out of any system, random, no clue how to replicate it. The best part of this December 2025, though the results happened, the impact was shown on the 29th of 2025 December, but the efforts started from 20th August, 20th October. The efforts started at that time. There's something called this, I cannot forget. One of my mentor taught me, Mr. Satya, when he was coaching both Surya and I. He taught us about the leading indicators and the lagging indicators. Leading indicators are the actions that you are doing. We were focused on the results. We need to serve these many people. We need to bring these many sign-ups. We need to become the world's best coach in the world. We need to do this. We need to do that. But what about the actions? Now, this December is the proof of the actions that we took in the month of October and November of 2025. Starting from aligning ourselves with the mindset, that's the foundation. Building a course after going through Alex Hormozzi's 100 million offers. Please go through if you are someone who want to build your coaching system. That's the foundation that we have, whatever that we have built right now. And number three is creating a system and understanding our strengths. I am someone who is a little difficult to approach, who always thinks in systems, concepts, frameworks, tactics, strategies. I keep thinking like this. So Surya is someone who thinks about connection, warmth, people, laughter, joy, happiness, process, building systems, documenting, internal operations. I'm always someone who loves creating graphics, videos, putting out externally. So we sat down and we decided, okay, we are going to stick to our strengths. I like doing videos and graphics, which means I'm going to take care of the marketing aspect of it because we have created a grand slam offer. We have created something that the world needs, and right now it deserves the best marketing in the world. So I'm going to take care of it because I'm someone who is a creative head. And the training will come later, just the creative head. Now, Surya, he loves connecting with people. He loves customer support. And people who are already a part of our community speak to lead. If you ask them, they'll say that they are getting pampered so much within the community because until you make the payment, I'm there as someone who clarifies your doubts, who helps you out with your challenges, who helps you out to overcome your little hesitations that you were having, the doubts that you were having. And in fact, even if you're not making payment, I'll still be there. There are a couple of people who connected with me. They didn't go through with the payment, but they're still with me doing the things. I'm always there until you make the payment. And I make sure you get every support that you need, every coaching that you need. There are times that I had already given free service to people. They have gotten the result. Probably someday I'll bring them up in the live to talk to you all. That would be another different level. But once the payment is made, I hand you to Surya, and he is the one who keeps pampering you like anything within the community. He'll make sure you get every single thing sorted. You will feel like, wow, this is the best place that I ever want to be. Because that's what we wanted from all the community that we were a part of. We didn't get that. And Surya has a habit that I'm going to be the abundant source of what I lack, what I didn't have, what I didn't get from the world. I'm going to be the abundant source of that to everyone in the world. And he is literally doing what he is best at. He is the customer pampering head right now at Speak to Lead. Now, if you become a part of Speak to Lead, you will get to experience both the sides, where someone who is a coach, technical, tactical, strategy, helping you with your mindset, breakthrough, and everything. Someone who pampers you like you are a child all over again. You may be 60 years old. You may feel like you have your family on your shoulders to take care, but you deserve that love. You deserve that warmth. And you get it inside Speak to Lead. I'm so proud to have my learning and development head with me. In other words, customer pampering head. I'm going to rename that customer pampering head. And the best thing is we doing this together. Without him, without him, this is not possible. And finally, I want to wrap the December by expressing my huge thanks to I don't know whether I can take the name of our first student client who trusted us in the month of uh, November and completed our first batch December with us. December was such a beautiful month. We felt like the month went like this. We just had two sessions throughout the in a week, and that two sessions we feel like, oh my god, just now I had the first session, or already the second session is up, already the third session is up. It went like anything, and that one entire month was a beautiful power packed journey, thanks to that first person who trusted us. He is the biggest action taker ever I have seen. He got that the transformation that he was looking for within that 30 days. We are yet to show him to you all. That I'll keep it as a surprise, because when he comes onto the stage, when he speaks, you will feel that everyone deserves this transformation. So that's how we want him to show in the world, show up in the world. So we'll take a little more time before we bring him up. The best part is he just didn't trust us with his money. He trusted us with his entire month. He trusted us with his pain of speaking properly and turning it as one of his biggest strengths right now. Now he says, Yogeswari, I can speak anywhere on the topic that I'm familiar with without any preparation for 2 minutes, for 5 minutes, for 15 minutes, with so much of confidence. And that's what we are doing inside Speak to Lead. It's not that he just trusted us with his communication. He started sharing about us to his entire circle, community, and he is bringing us more and more people with whom we can work, with whose life we can transform. And I want to wrap this December by thanking the one soul who trusted us. With over to you, Surya.
So that was 2025. Now a new year is going to start. And from what we have learned so far is a new year resolution doesn't happen on 31st of December, which you just follow for a week in the first couple of days of January and then forget about it. It's how you prepare yourself, prime yourself, leading up to the pinnacle from where you can launch. So for us, October, November, December was us in that runway picking up speed. And now January onwards is when we take off. Yogeshwari always keeps telling me that you shouldn't be making any bold predictions which you will not be able to keep. Earlier, if you've been through my initial set of episodes, I spoke about the newsletter, which I didn't start. The notes were supposed to be sent, which I'm yet to even prepare. All those blogs and multiple turning a live into multiple pieces of content and all was supposed to start, but it didn't happen. And that is exactly the way that I want it to be because I don't want to pressurize myself towards a burnout. Our simple objective right now is I've already told Yogeshwari, instead of 10 participants, we are doing 5 participants per month so that we can give more time and attention to the people. A good number to have is 10 participants per month. The best and ideal best case scenario to have is 2 batches of 20 participants each. That's the max that we can pull off so that we can ensure that we give that personalized attention. I have decided that I've fallen in love with the process of doing one-to-ones with people, giving them that breakthrough, pampering, as she mentioned beautifully, guiding them through the steps which involves self-discovery, followed by learning and immersion and implementation, followed by leadership and facilitation and constructive feedback and evaluation. The 30-day journey is turned into a 10-week journey. All these upgradations are happening. Again, it's completely non-recorded. I mean, we don't give any recordings to anyone whatsoever. Now, in the month of January, what I am doing from January onwards, I mean, I've already started the process and the habit has beautifully got aligned, is we are working only till 5 o'clock. And that's a code of honor. Like, that's a non-negotiable. You will not, we are not available after, I mean, she still answers DMs and all. I am very strict about it. I don't do anything at all. The most active social media platform for us is LinkedIn, and we are creating videos on YouTube. We'll start creating videos on YouTube that stands the test of time so that all our knowledge, just like Alex Hormozy, will be available on our respective YouTube channels. Yogeshwari will have the slight inclination towards English also. That's our core expertise. For me, it's always about systems, tools, and all. You already know that we are doing our podcast. SM show is going live. Sunsden podcast is going live, where we give you behind the scenes of everything. Our personal YouTube channels will also take a step up. LinkedIn content, she's been going through at it great, something that I'm also planning to work on. Slowly, the newsletter, the Udemy micro courses will begin to unfold as and when one course structure becomes established. So we do have plans of our newsletter. We do have plans for our Udemy micro courses. Everything will form a well-functioning engine where you can get every single thing that we have learned absolutely for free, just if you follow us across LinkedIn and YouTube. Newsletters when you can talk to us and get access to all our free courses and everything as and when it launches. Anytime we launch a micro course, the first 1 week or to the first 1,000 students, it is available absolutely for free. But the priority will go to our newsletter subscribers and our community members to begin with. And then through that entire cycle, if someone really wants that hand holding and help, needs our help to make them do whatever it is that we are teaching, join the cohort. The entire 2026, our intention is to get to our first 100 to 300 to 500 students, depending on the growth that we are able to see, ensuring that we have 100 case studies, 100 interviews, 100 testimonials, 100 before and after videos, 100 full-fledged, almost I think right now 14 self-reflection, discovery adventures, documented case studies. Only then are we ready to scale up. So 2026 is all about stabilization, of building those foundational systems, of learning. My God, I downloaded, yesterday only, I think I checked, Yogeshwari, I forgot to tell you, we have a total of 954 books that I have plans to read. And I think yesterday I gave you a glimpse of, I got the memory book by Tony Buzan, or the speed reading book by Tony Buzan, or even the photo reading book by Paul Sheely. That's something that I'm implementing on one side. The other side of the game is literally being hands-on the skills, AI, AI automations, AI calling, all SOPs, techniques, systems, processes, understanding a platform in its depth, So for me, 2026 is stabilization plus implementation and mastery on certain subjects. And of course, the routine. I need to get fit. I need to look fitter than what I used to look in my teenage. That's definitely a big target even before I turn 30. Now, that's my goals, which are already in momentum. What about you, Yogeshwari? And then we will end it.
I realized that resolutions, you cannot keep it. No way you can keep it if you make on the New Year's Eve. Because of two reasons. Number one, in order to make a resolution into fruition, you need that strong mindset, strong base. You need to prepare for it. Now, what's happening in the New Year Eve? You just tell it out of impulse, and then you wonder, why am I not able to keep? Now that itself is a wrong process. You are getting into a negative loop of, Surya keeps telling this, please don't put me into anything which I'm not able to keep, because that makes me feel like I'm a failure. If I'm not able to keep a practice or a habit or something, I might as well completely decommit from that instead of keeping holding on to it and telling myself every single day, why am I not able to wake up? Why am I not able to do this? Why am I not able to do that? Now, that is not the right process. This is what I've understood so far from my experience. And all the resolutions that I have ever made, none of it I was able to keep. And I'll be honest here. So this year, I'm not going to make any resolution. Rather, I have prepared for my 2026. I've been preparing to welcome my 2026 with three things. Number one is I'm going to continue the live that I'm doing every single morning. At times, I'm missing the live. At times, I'm doing it a little late. The only commitment that I'm going to keep is I'll do it at 8 a.m., which I committed. Now, why am I taking this resolution and how am I able to keep it? Because I've already done it for last 56 days and Surya has done it for last 68 days or 70, 68 days. Yeah. So we have already done that. We know where the drawbacks are and we have started fixing it. So it is easy to, we are not starting it on Jan 1st. Jan 1st is a pinnacle. We have already started climbing the mountain and we know the challenges. Now we just have to keep up the momentum. And that's how our resolutions are going to be. Now, again, everything is focused on the activities, not the result. All the leading indicators. The results are the byproduct of your action. Simple. That's number one. Yeah. Number two, I'm going to read books and I'm going to share the book reading with you all, and I'm going to connect with a lot of people. Surya keeps telling that I do accept DMs and I do talk to people whenever I check my phone. So far I haven't kept any restrictions for myself when it comes to time. Now, if you see me replying to you immediately, which means I'm online. If you see me not replying, which means I'm away from my phone. That's the only difference. And I'm going to continue this for the rest, for the entire 2026. So Surya says if you want to connect with him, sign up for his newsletter. If you want to connect with me, just DM me. Hi Yogeshwari, and I'll be there for you. Okay. So I'm going to talk to a lot of you people over DMs, over comments. And if you feel right and I feel right, we can hop on a Zoom call as well. Major reason, in the last 60 days, when I did those Zoom calls, I felt transformation in those Zoom calls. When, just to give you a little tiny example, I started with someone texted me, hi Yogeshwari. I said, how can I help you? And then the person, Yogeshwari, can you give me a one-to-one call for free? I was like, yeah, up for it. Let's go for it. And then we set up the call. We started. The very first few seconds, I got to know that that person has started learning communication from all the top creators from now. All the free communication courses he has already started going through. So I told myself, okay, what's the point of teaching one more technique? Let's help him break through. What's the challenge? Why is he not able to implement? And I asked him, why are you not able to implement? You've been going through communication from the top creators in India. What's the challenge? And then what came out was a literal shock for me and a transformation for that person. There is trauma, there is family situations, there is struggle, there is lack of self-confidence, huge thing, and we broke everything one at a time. And the person right now, he didn't join my program, but he is transformed and he started taking action. He sent me a video saying that, Yogeshwari, I started reading books, I started making video, I started becoming my old happy version. And that's what I want for you. If you feel Speak to Lead is right for you, and if you are ready for this, if you have the time commitment, effort commitment, money commitment, hop in. That will be the best gift you can ever give for yourself in 2026. But if you have any challenges, especially money challenges, feel free to DM me. I'll be there to help you. Okay. So that is what I'm keeping myself for 2026, all actions, and I'm letting the results to happen on its own. But not just that, I just give you a teaser. Tomorrow, I'm going to decode my entire 2026 plan for you so that you can also plan your year if you want to learn from me. And do not forget to join me sharp at 8 a.m. tomorrow, where we will be literally decoding. In fact, I have a couple of graphics, couple of images, visuals to show you as well how I'm going to build my 2026 to the version that I want myself to be. I have a really high expectations, but this time it's not delusional. I'm going to put it into systems and I'll show you how. With that, I hand the session over to Surya.
Wow. If anybody should learn how to promote yourself, I mean, Yogeshwari just gave us a masterclass on that. Okay. I just wanted to cover up a couple of very interesting points. This is my university. This is where all the stuff that I learn, it's all saved beautifully in the form of a lot of different courses, videos, a lot of interesting stuff. And I deleted almost 70% of this because Yogeshwari beautifully talked about decommitting something that you've not been doing that much. So when you look at all these lives, obviously it's something that I'm also interested in and kickstarted as well in terms of the one-to-one calls. And our objective is very simple. In the one-to-one call, we find out either you have challenges, we help you solve them. If you're an expert, then we speak in the one-to-one and then we hop in on a daily live episode and we invite you as our guest. If you really need that, if you really need resources and all, we customize and create your roadmap and we give you that one-page sheet. And then we also give you all the resources that you need. I'll literally be able to tell you, go to this live, this episode, go to this YouTube video, you'll find it, go to this course, here's the free access. And if you feel that, no, Suryadeep, after all these things, I mean, I really would love to spend 10 weeks with you to really do it. Okay, fine. But then there are still only 5 seats available. We want to make this a steel deal where every single minute that you spend time with any of us, Yogeshwari, me, together, both of us, it should be the best experience, the best conversation that you've ever had. Every video that we are sending to our students is with that intention. Every live that we are doing is with that intention. Every word written in the landing page. I mean, yesterday I got a message saying whoever wrote this landing page deserves a seat in heaven. That's definitely possible because I literally know what pains I would go through whenever I read a landing page and I read an information about the course. I want all the clarity in this world. That's what we are bringing you for you in 2026. So it's pretty longer episode than what we had expected, but I hope you were able to understand how, if you look back throughout this episode, you will see how the breakthroughs, breakdowns, and it leads up to taking the action step that kickstarts a phenomenal year. So when we started this year, we promised ourselves 2025 is going to be our year. Has it been our year? Heavens, yes. Is 2026 going to be our year? You bet it is. And we will make sure that you also experience the same. Just stay with us. That's the only thing we request. Thank you so much, Yogeshwari, for joining today's episode. It's always such a magical feeling to have you and just to hear you. Multiple emotions, crazy experience. And I think it's just going to keep going better. Now, you've also tickled that curiosity bone in me to watch tomorrow's live for you. Good promotion. Well done. And of course, after that, hopefully, I'm also going to come at 8:30. So that's going to be crazy as well. Take care. Stay blessed. See you again. Love you. I have one more episode coming in, which is going to be another fantastic one today itself. So stay tuned.